tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern Time. Board of Governors, for those who may not know, who is that? What does that mean? How does this go? And then what?
It's a more responsible way of saying owner. One person from every team will be on the call, and they'll have a vote, and the vote will pass. I mean, this is one of those things. And the other thing is, unlike we see in baseball, where there's a problem with the union, the NBA's union issue isn't going to be. It will probably be later for next season because they've actually been able to have some revenue this year. But they've kept Chris Paul, who's the president, and Michelle Roberts, the executive director. Adam Silver has kept them alongside the entire way here. They're not being surprised with any proposals being slapped on, their desk, being emailed as an attachment, say, here, look at this, now vote on it. In fact, Michelle Roberts is so confident in the working relationship with Adam Silver, she said that she doesn't even think they'll need to take a vote amongst. So the union, I believe, I don't know for sure at this very second, but as far as I understand, the union will probably be willing to sign off on it. The Board of Governors will ratify it. And part of the reason why, Rich, the union is going to sign off on it is this plan builds in a whole bunch of game checks for players. This is something that is pretty basic, but I can understand if you don't follow it, if you're a casual fan. NBA players do not get paid for playoff games. There's a bonus pool that they get if you get far enough in the playoffs. You get sort of a bonus pool, but you don't get a game check. So if you advance right on to the postseason, right on to 16-team postseason, the players would lose all of those game checks, 259 total games, all of those games gone. By bringing back 8 games per team, which will be 88 total games, they bring back a whole bunch of game checks that will help the players retain some money. And so that's one of the reasons why they're going to sign off on it. And then we'll get to the difficult part, which is telling all these people how the schedule is going to look. Because, Rich, this schedule is going to be unfair. There's 13 teams in the West. They're all playing 8 games. Guess what? Not everybody's going to play the same schedule. Guess what? Zion Williamson is a made-for-TV player. He's probably going to have to play some tougher games than the Phoenix Suns. So there's going to be an inherent unfairness, and there's going to be fans who are going to complain about it, and teams are going to complain about it, and they're all going to be right. And there's nothing that's going to be done. You're just going to have to deal with it.
Yeah, we were talking about that before. The Eastern Conference is kind of simple. You got 8 games. There's 9 teams. Everybody plays each other once, and then we're a hunky-dory right there. And then, in the West, you've got 13 teams. Who plays who? I mean, nobody wants a piece of the Lakers or Clippers, or you can go on. You can just go down the road right there, right? So certainly if you're one of those teams trying to play in.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing about it was when the league stopped, New Orleans, who is right now tied for 10th, I think they're 4 games back of Memphis for the last 5. They had the easiest schedule of all of those contending teams, and Memphis had the hardest schedule. So if you're New Orleans, you've been given a gift that they didn't cut it to 16, but you're going to lose your easy schedule. And I know that if I was my boss at ESPN or I was DNC, I'd say, hey, I think first game out of the gate should be LeBron versus Zion. Let's sign it up. You might have to play some harder games, and that's the thing. There's just going to be unfairness here. I mean, you look at Memphis. Memphis has a 3.5-game lead. They've played 65 games, or I think they've actually played 66. They've earned their way into the top 8 over 66 games. Now you're telling them they have to play 8 more games and continue to earn their place. And so let's say they stay in 8th place over that second test. Then they might have to play in a play-in tournament. They may have to qualify for the playoffs essentially 3 different times. Is that fair? No, it's not. Tough luck.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.